notice that at times the ball is kept low, and that should be enough because there's only one mistake that the batsman can make, and that should be enough for him to go back to the dugout.
Come on, Fidai. Have some faith in your side, man.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely, we will chase this down in 40 overs.
Right, enough, gentlemen. Put each other down.
Also looking at the average first innings total on this wicket for the last 5 matches, it's only been 239. So yeah, in cricket you gotta also go by the stats. So Pakistan has really put themselves in a strong position, not to mention the fact that yes, Afghanistan has got good opening pair. They already put their second highest partnership against a formidable Pakistan. But look at that for a shot. That's beautiful shot for 4.
Pressure is telling on Fareed. He hasn't got that experience to bowl in the fagging of the innings. He's been faltering with his liner length right from the start of this over. He has conceded runs and a couple of boundaries.
Yeah, it's well played. Watch this well and just guide it over the top. But yeah, this is where, whether you're trying to restrict things in the first innings of the day or trying to save things at the end of the day, pressure is on a bowler who's bowled, what, 7.4 overs now. Bowled well to start with. But you start to imagine you have to provide all these variations. It's an interesting balance again because, as we've seen, this pitch has given them an edge, Pakistan, allowed them to bowl actually relatively, what's the word for it, straightforwardly for a lot of it. And then when you start to imagine that you've got to do something different, it can open up these options. But I thought the shot from Nawaz was very, very good.
And the left-hand and right-hand combination is disturbing. The left-arm fast bowler has to keep on changing the lines and lengths.
Well, he's still trying. Okay, he got the duck, he got the leave, but he's also got the penalty. But it's been called a wide. So second wide of this over.
This has been the most expensive over of the innings. Salman Ali Agha already asking question from the umpire. This was way high from my reach. So he'll have to reload this for an extra delivery. How often it is that the extras cost you extra runs. You have to bowl that again. More often than not, you go for runs. And Pakistan has already got another 25 deliveries to play with. But this is bowled well. He'll end the over. The end of over number 46. Pakistan are 229 for 6.
New Cheetos Tubes and Poppers. Try now.
Yeah, interesting progress. Lack of progress for so much of the innings. After those early overs, the first power play. And then after drinks, around about the 31st over, then things started to happen. Then the wickets, as ever, just pegged things back briefly. And now with, what is it, 4 overs still left. We're seeing, well, the acceleration cannot continue up the graph like that, but we're seeing that Pakistan obviously will be targeting that 250 plus. Night sky in Colombo. Right, Rashid Khan has 1 left. 1 for 35 so far, just this final over of his 10. Leave 3 more after this.
Afghanistan needs wicket from him. Only to hold a really good spell. Only conceded 36 runs. It'd be very important for Afghanistan to stay in the game. The fact that Rashid Khan could make an impact and break this threatening partnership that is now a good 41 runs of only 33 balls. That's good running between the wickets. If you can't get the boundaries, it's always good that you run the first run hard and make sure that you can convert them into two. So that's exactly what they do. They run the first run hard. Salman Ali Agha always had the mind the fact that we can get two, and they comfortably do.
Shake of the heads says not out. Doesn't necessarily deter Rashid from asking again. I'm ticks away in the corner.
They had one review left and they have used it again.
Yeah, review for LBW given not out. It's a fair delivery. Start with front run, please. The ball passes close to the gloves. Gonna have ultra edge to confirm. Keep rolling. Yeah, flat line as the ball passes the back gloves. Satisfied the low batting. Yeah, keep rolling. Yeah, flat line as the ball passes the back gloves. Satisfied the low batting. Yeah, keep rolling. Yeah, flat line, back in line, wickets missing. And Nitin, stay with your decision. You are now.
So DRS stands for desperate review. Not out.
If you're the premier bowler, it's your entitlement, isn't it, to use those reviews?
I can think of a few who will always go up there. I mean, you could see, obviously, from early on, it's hit him in the chest. So unless he's got 3-inch legs, he was unlikely to be hitting the stumps. Well, that's quicker and shorter and flatter. Helped on its way very nicely too.
It's surprising to see Rashid Khan bowling out of desperation. He's renowned for his line and length, nagging line and lengths, but here in this innings, he's been all over the shop. Yes, he has bowled quite a few good deliveries, but not consistently.
Yeah, well, even the best can feel that frustration from time to time. Well, that completes his 10 overs. 1 for 42, his final figures. 3 to go, 236 for 6.
ग्राउंड है मोहल्ला ग्राउंड है पर छत्ती ग्राउंड है 3 बत्ती ग्राउंड है वोट भी ग्राउंड है लंगोट भी ग्राउंड है ग्राउंड है ग्राउंड है ग्राउंड है ग्राउंड है ग्राउंड है ग्राउंड है
क्योंकि फुल 777 जहां है वही ग्राउंड है फुल 777 हर जगह ग्राउंड है.
For most of those 8 overs he's bowled so far, then when the pressure started to mount a little bit, variations came in. They've not all worked, but anyway, he's still got the ball in his hand. Again, preempted, very much preempted by Mohammad Nawaz.
Talking about Rashid Khan, even the strongest men have their moments of fatigue, but not to forget the fact that he enjoys bowling under Asian conditions, around 100 wickets more or less to his name. and he's really bowled well in the earlier part of the innings, as we saw that he kept Babar Azam on the back foot and Mohammad Rizwan were not able to milk him for run. But you could tell that he's that sort of a bowler who continues to look for the wickets.
Now, before that delivery, long off went back, third came up, because we'd had the bouncer, which, okay, worked this time. So the inevitable conclusion was we now try to go fuller, but in trying to go full and take pace off and get a bit of width on, just let it slip. It was rather more where it was intended to be, I think, the ball before, in terms of that sort of fullness of length, and the line obviously a bit closer to the off stump, but making sure it's offside rather more than leg side.
Yeah, the captain must have strong faith in this fast bowler Farid. His 8th over was the most expensive over of this innings, but the captain persisted with him. So far, apart from that wide, he's been able to land the ball right areas. Another dot delivery.
Every dot ball at this stage of the game is gold. You never know what can change the complexion of the game. By a margin of 1 run or very few runs, you can win the game. Afghanistan will be very happy if they could put the equation down to 2-1 at least, win this game. They'll go with very strong moral to the Asia Cup from here.
Yeah, a bit of a heave, not particularly well timed. So Farid doing his job here in this over. That single takes the partnership to 50. 43 balls needed. So Arga 23, Nawaz 21. Doing their best to head for that 250 mark. Face off, that's well struck. This is better time, but it drops 10 yards short.
Yeah, important partnership this. Pakistani team losing wickets in quick succession after the 40th over, but these two made sure Pakistan gets to a decent total. They are marching along. They should be able to get 260 at the end of this innings.
I give you good news. Pakistan have never lost after scoring 250 at this ground.
The great thing about good news, it's good news for some, bad news for others.
Well, it is very true. Moments of joy for the others are moments of pain, but that's part of the game. End of the over, Pakistan are 242 for 6.
Well, I think you'll find that's good running in the end. Pressing hard for these twos. Slight issue about something to do with the ball and the gloves and the bails. Yep, second most successful partnership of the innings, comes at a good time for Pakistan. Those early struggles have been forgotten about for now. It's still only, what, just over 5 runs per over that we're talking about, which of course by modern day standards people say, what, only 5? But you have to remember the conditions early on, the fact that two great batsmen, Rizwan and Babar, were struggling to time the ball. This represents a pretty good recovery. Well, now that sounded good off the bat. It looks good off the bat, and it's bouncing off the wall behind that boundary fence. That has gone a distance.
Yeah, that's his favorite spot. Mid-wicket. And the angle was encouraging. The ball was pitched outside the off-stump, slow one. He picked it and went with the stroke. And how well he has timed this one. Went the distance.
And he's aiming the shorter end of the ground. So, yes, that was a 78-meter long six, but then that gives you a confidence that you'll be able to clear it the moment you know that, considering the dimensions, you want to go for the shorter sides.
Yeah, well, it's not that much different. Slightly quicker, just slightly quicker, slightly fuller. Instead of the fingers going across the top of the ball, in effect bowling that spinner at Nawaz. Tried something with a straighter bat, something that didn't work for him this time. But the six off the first ball, perfect, isn't it? Because that always puts the pressure back on the bowler or onto the bowler straight away in this penultimate over. And there's width there. Well, no reviews, so the not-out decision will stand come what may. Even if it's true, even if there is the faintest nick here, that decision will stand as it is. I'm not sure there was a nick anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. They have exhausted their reviews, no reviews left, so we'll just have to rely on whatever decision the umpire takes in their. Oh, that's a drop. That's the last thing that you'll need at this stage of the game. You drop the catch, you give extra 2 runs, and you keep Mohammad Nawaz on the strike, and it brings 250 for Pakistan.
He has to improve his fielding. He has to. Now his ground fielding is not notable. Forget about the catching.
Again, we're slicing this away, and this one does carry, and this one is taken. Avoids Mujib this time. Riaz is the man behind this catch. And that one at least has been safely taken. Some have gone down today for Afghanistan, so these are not wild celebrations. When you see one drop from the previous ball and one taken from the second, well, the celebrations will always be muted. But credit here, because he had to come slightly forward, got his hands into the right position, made sure that even when he hit the ground with the elbows, the ball stayed in the hands. So that's a very, very handy 30 from Mohammad Nawaz, 30 from 25. Could have been even more dangerous, but he's gone, and it's 250 exactly for 7.
आज होगा टक्कर का मुकाबला, बिहारी कड़ाई और तेल का तड़का।
एरियल का नया ब्लू फॉर्मूला जिद्दी दागों का करे सफाया।
New Cheetos tubes and poppers. Try now.
तमाशा ऐप डाउनलोड करो और एशिया कप लाइव स्ट्रीम करो बिल्कुल फ्री। तो अभी जैज़ की वीकली फ्रीडम ऑफर सब्सक्राइब करके पाओ 50 GB डेटा सिर्फ 499 रुपए के लोड में।
Rahim Ashraf playing his first game of this 3-match series. Comes in with this last ball of the 49th over. Dug out for 2. We have 1 over left. It's 252 for 7. Yeah, this chance here for Mujib. He's done all the hard work. He's cruised his way across, kept his hands high. Trouble with coaching, isn't it? You can't take the catches for them. You can give them catching practice. You can give them confidence. You say the right things, do the right things in practice, but you can't catch it for them. Riaz's effort much better. That's still not easy. Wasn't easy to take at that height, that distance, but he did well with that. That's a lovely shot. That's a beauty. just opened the face enough to get it wide of the long off, struck it nicely, timed it well. Farid has been given this final over to finish off both the innings and his allocation of 10, and it starts with a boundary.
And that was an excellent stroke. A left-arm fast bowler bowling round the stumps, and to be able to hit the ball against the angle was an extraordinary effort from Salman Agha. Not an easy stroke to execute, but it did it quite easily.
It'll be interesting to see how he bowls the next 5 deliveries, because we still have 1 over left from Gulbadin Naib, who's bowled pretty well. He got the early breakthrough and only conceded 36 runs. That's the best economy. So Farid has exceeded. He's given another extra run with the wide, and he'll have to bowl those 5 very important deliveries. It's kind of strange thinking what is going in the mind of the skipper.
Well, the thing is this: skippers will have in their minds at the start of the day who they're going to trust at the end of an innings, and you pick your team accordingly. You know who your 11 are, so in a sense, obviously, yes, you can react to events. Oh, what a shot! What a shot that is! A low full toss, which quite often at this stage of the game can do a trick of its own, has been dispatched a long way.
Yeah, incredible. Like you mentioned, low full toss, and to be able to hit the ball aerial was an effort. The bottom hand coming into play, and that's why he was able to clear the boundary line. What a hit. What a hit from Salman Ali Agha.
Well, it's the sort of thing that is practiced a lot these days. Yeah, 20 years ago that wouldn't have happened, I'm pretty sure. Going for something similar. This is a very different result. Oh, the misfield, the dive in at the last moment. They're going to have a look just to make sure. But the misfield gave them the chance to come back for the second.
To director, we have an umpire referral for run out at the wicket-keeper side.
Interesting to see. It was a bit of a misfield. He was not able to clearly pick it, but then he's in.
Yeah, just roll back.
Should be interesting to see.
Keep rolling. Can you zoom on that for me, please? If you can have the split screen, that will help for me. He's standing by. Okay, keep rolling. Yeah, batter has made his ground before the wickets are broken.
Well, 2 things contributed to that final decision. One was the misfield, and 2 was the big dive, the desperate dive at the end. Just getting the bat down in time. It's a reverse, something or other. Gets him 1.
Yeah, there was third thing as well, which saved Salman Ali Agha. It was the extra bounce with that throw. Allowed time to Salman Ali Agha to dive and get to the pitch.
How many more can they get? They've really got a very good last over. They've really scored enough run as far as the wicket is concerned. And looking at the bowling string that Pakistan has,
I think 14 more Pakistanis, they'll start to feel confident. That's in the air. Easy catch for Gurbaz. How did that ball go to the wicketkeeper?
That's what you're here to tell us. Yeah, a bit of minor consolation towards the end of the over. We've got 1 ball left still to go, of course. But for Farid, these are tough times. You've got to try everything you can to try and stem the flow of runs in these closing overs. Yeah, but the slice shot gets it up and just gets it just behind. So Gurbaz hardly has to move. So wicket is a dot. It is 8 down now, 1 ball left. Ashraf gone for 2, 266 for 8.
ट्राई पेंटी जिसमें है प्रोवी फॉर्मूला जो बालों को मजबूत बनाए और गिरने से रोके। हेयर फॉल को इग्नोर ना करो, सॉल्व करो विद पेंटी।
बिगर प्रिंस बिस्किट और भी ज्यादा रिच और क्रीमी, बोल्ड चॉकलेटी। प्रिंस चॉकलेट बिस्किट, बिगर एडवेंचर।
तमाशा ऐप डाउनलोड करो और एशिया कप लाइव स्ट्रीम करो बिल्कुल फ्री। तो अभी जैज़ की वीकली फ्रीडम ऑफर सब्सक्राइब करके पाओ 50 GB डेटा सिर्फ 499।
Afridi goes for the big hit. It's not quite good enough to clear the boundary. Bounces a good 3 or 4 yards. Only that in front. Oh, hang on. They managed to come back for 2. As Gubaz hurt there. Anyway, Shaheen Shah Afridi faced the 1 ball, hit it sweetly, dropped it short of the deep mid wicket, came back for the 2nd. Gubaz is just hobbling away at the moment. Not quite sure what happened to him. But Pakistan will be very happy with that. There was a time some way back that they thought they would struggle to get the 250. They've cruised past 250. They finished on 268 for 8 at the end of these 50 overs. That's not a good sign for Afghanistan, with their best batsman required in the chase. And here's the contrast for you. The first 30 overs of that innings, Pakistan only made 103. The next 20 overs, the final 20 overs, 165. So the pace was able to change. Worth noting for anyone joining us more recently, that the first 30 overs were a struggle because of the pace of the pitch and some good bowling. But this is the final card for Pakistan. Good innings from Babar, 60 from 86. Good innings from Rizwan, 67 from 79. But the contributions down the order. Salman Ali Agha's 38 from 31, very handy. Mohammad Nawaz 30 from 25. That partnership was crucial actually in getting Pakistan up to and now beyond that 250 target they had in mind. The partnerships, well, nothing much. I mean, just Babar and Rizwan first of all, 110, but made off 149 balls. Just look at the difference in terms of the pace. Salman Ali Agha and Mohammad Nawaz, 61, but from 50 balls, that was all. So the pace picked up by Pakistan and the pressure put on Afghanistan's bowlers. They started well, so early on they made it look really tough out there for Pakistan's batsmen. Final figures: wickets for Farooqi, for Majid, 2 for Gulbadin, who bowled most of those overs very well indeed. Rashid 1 for 42, Farid expensive in the end, 2 for 70.